Israel's prime minister gave a speech today with a chilling biblical connection about the entire situation that happened October 7th. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at how it may be slightly misrepresented by the media in a Breaking Points clip, and actually going to the passage that he cited from the book of Isaiah. Let's jump right in. So this is Netanyahu delivers address. This was said in Hebrew, but translated with English overdubs, if you will. So check out, this caption says, this is one of the Messianic Old Testament prophecies cited by evangelical preachers who see Israel as a precursor to the Armageddon. Okay, so this is non-Christians that are getting a hold of this and talking about this.
Our war against Hamas is a test for all of humanity. It is a struggle between the axis of evil of Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas, and the axis of freedom and progress. We are the people of the light. They are the people of darkness, and light shall triumph over darkness.
Okay, so he's saying in Israel's plight against Hamas, they're the people of the light, and Hamas are the people of darkness. They will triumph over darkness. Again, when this verse comes, it'll spook you out. Let's keep going.
Citizens of Israel, October 7th was a very dark and black day in our history. We will fully investigate what had happened at our southern border, the border with Gaza. Everybody will have to provide answers, myself included. But
now, I think it's interesting that he says everybody will have to provide answers, myself included. Was he getting at? Well, he's getting at the fact that there was such a massive security breach, and a lot of people were still trying to figure out why there was a security breach. A lot of people are still trying to figure out how could this happen. The Gaza border, they talk about how it's so well protected, and this thing happened, and obviously that spun into all sorts of conspiracies and reasons why that could have happened. And so that's what he's saying. He said, myself will need to be accountable, but first we need to go in and handle Hamas.
All that will happen only after the war. As a prime minister, I'm responsible for guaranteeing the future of this country, and now my role is to lead all Israelis, the state of Israel and the people of Israel, to an overpowering victory. It is now a time to come together for one purpose, to storm ahead to achieve victory. With joint forces and a profound belief in our justness, a profound belief in the eternity of the Jewish people, we shall realize the prophecy of Isaiah. There will no longer be stealing at your borders, and your gates will be of glory. Together we will fight. Together we will win.
Okay, so that prophecy of Isaiah we're going to look at here in a moment. I have it pulled up. It's Isaiah chapter 60. But before we go to do just that, we first have to look at what some of the feedback on this and how it's kind of being misrepresented. I love Breaking Points. If you guys don't know who they are, Crystal Sagar, they give a kind of left-wing, right-wing perspective on things. And so Crystal says she reached out to some of her Jewish friends because, she's not super religious. She doesn't know a whole lot about the Bible. And this was her response to some of this conversation with regards to what feedback she got.
What does it mean to you? And this is caught up in the whole end times prophecy, but it also, without coming out and directly saying it, is an indication of the entire land from the river to the sea, as they said, should be our land.
Okay. So even Crystal is pointing out that this is connected to end times prophecy. Okay. Just stop and pause for a moment. When you have the world looking around and saying, guys, you know what? This is end time prophecy stuff. This is some spooky stuff. So even Crystal from Breaking Points is connected. Now, before we go into the passage, which is a pretty gnarly passage, let me just correct one thing that she says. So listen to what she says right after acknowledging that it's biblical prophecy.
Indication of the entire land from the river to the sea, as they said, should be our land.
So this is where I think people are getting it completely wrong. The entire land from the river to the sea shall be our land. This is a callback to the chants we're hearing in a lot of the West. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Crystal is appropriating the Free Palestinian chant, and instead of listening to their prime minister saying explicitly this was about Hamas, if we go back and rewind it, listen to how this opens, right?
Our war against Hamas.
The opening line is our war against Hamas. Unfortunately, people still continue taking specific things. And Sean King is the worst of these quotations, consistently taking quotes that were not about the entire conflict in terms of the Palestinian people, that were specifically about wiping out Hamas, consistently taking those quotes out of context and making them seem as if they're about the entire conflict. And Crystal kind of did here. I'm not sure if she did it intentionally, but I think he picked his words very carefully, that this is Hamas is the darkness and the rest of the world is the light. We're going to wipe out Hamas and the axis of evil and all the stuff that's been happening between Lebanon, which we're going to get to Lebanon in just a second, and Hezbollah in Lebanon, and obviously Iran involved, and that being the axis of evil, not all Arab people or all the Palestinian people. And so to use that callback to the Palestine will be free and attributing that to Israel, I thought was just weird, and I don't know why she did that. I have no idea her point in that. But let's look at this passage. Okay, so this is the verse that he quoted. Okay, violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor destruction within your borders, but you shall call your walls salvation and your gates praise. Let's look at the full chapter of Isaiah 60. Okay, and this is super interesting stuff. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and glory to the Lord is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and deep darkness the people. But the Lord will rise over you, and his glory will be upon you. There's something dark happening in this prophetic passage, but God is going to come through. Then verse 3 says, the Gentiles shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around and see, they all gather together, they come to you. Your sons shall come from afar, and your daughters shall be nursed at your side. How many people in America, when they heard about what happened October 7th, came back and got on planes and came back, Israeli citizens, to go and be a part of the response, okay? Then you shall see and become radiant, and your heart shall swell with joy, because the abundance of the sea shall be turned to you. The wealth of the Gentiles shall come to you. Again, I am not saying that this passage is absolutely about what happened October 7th. What I'm saying is this is how clearly Netanyahu's interpreting it, okay? The multitude of camels shall cover your land, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all those from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall proclaim the praises of the Lord. And the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister to you. They shall ascend acceptance on my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these who fly like a cloud, and doves to their roast? Surely the coastlands shall wait for me, and the stripes of Tarshish shall come first to bring your sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, to the name of your Lord and to the Holy One of Israel, because he is glorified. The sons of foreigners shall build upon your walls, and the king shall minister to you. For in my wrath I struck you, but in my favor I have had mercy on you. Therefore your gates shall be continually open, they shall not be shut day or night. The men may bring to you the wealth of the Gentiles and their king's possession. So this is talking about some sort of future peace period that's going to come, right? For nations and kingdoms shall not serve you, shall serve you, and those nations will be utterly ruined. The glory of Lebanon shall come to you, the cypress, the pine, and the box tree together, the beauty, the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. Now, today's modern day borders, Lebanon is just north of Israel, and they are gearing up for potential attacks from Hezbollah, which operates in Lebanon. Once upon a time, Israel had a presence in Lebanon, and then they exiled a bunch of the radicalized jihadis to Lebanon, which came to bite them in the butt. And this is talking about Lebanon. Again, so I'm not saying this is exactly it. I'm just saying, holy moly, the fact that he cited this is pretty spooky, okay? Also, the sons of those who afflicted you shall come bowing to you. All those who despised you shall fall prostrate at the soles of your feet, and they shall call you the city of the Lord, Zion of the Holy of Israel. Whereas you have been forsaken and hated, so that no one went through you, I will make you an eternal excellence, a joy of many generations. You shall drink the milk of the Gentiles, and milk the breast of kings. You shall know that I, the Lord, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the Mighty One of Jacob. Instead of bronze, I will bring gold. Instead of iron, I will bring silver. Instead of wood, bronze. And instead of stones, iron. I will make you officers peace. I will make your officers peace and your magistrates righteousness. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor destruction within your borders, but you shall call your walls salvation and your gates praise. Okay, and that is the exact verse that he cited earlier. So I don't know if that's what's about to happen, but it's surely spooky that these are the things that are coming out from the prime ministers of Israel's mouth in regards to what they're bracing for with what's about to happen next, okay? And the fact that the world, folks that aren't believers, aren't theists, aren't followers of anything, are pointing out the parallels to this conversation is super, super interesting. And, regardless on your eschatological views, your end times views, it definitely is intriguing when you see things that seem to be prophecy played out in real life. And I say seem to be because none of us know. And having said all that, this would be, in my opinion, a great time for us to continue praying for the peace of the land, continue praying for specifically the peace in Jerusalem that it talks about in the scriptures. And the best way I'm able to consistently pray is by keeping a prayer journal that we've put together. The prompts that I personally use are in this prayer journal. We have it in black, we have it in tan. You could pick yours up at blessgodprayer.shop, or if you can't afford it or you're not sure if you want to get one, check out the prompts in the PDF version completely for free at Bless God PDF. This, in my opinion, a time that I'm praying more than I've ever have, and I hope you are as well. So blessgodpdf.shop to get the free PDF version of that. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.